If your main goal is to annoy the parents, what birthday gift can you give their child?
A musical instrument that does not require batteries. Perhaps a nice recorder.
My nieces loved these. My so much.
If the child is little, the Keenway music player. My daughter had this toy, so did a few of her peers, and universally parents hate it. There's no off switch, and over time it starts to play on its own without buttons being pressed and at random. It's loud, repetitive, and kids love the damn thing. Batteries also last forever. A sense of responsibility.
A goldfish, that way they have to pay for all of its food. A tank, all of the cleaning and filtering, little decorations and pebbles for the tank. All that, or they have to kill it.
Ladies, what's a good way guys could approach you romantically without coming off as creepy or intimidating, or have you reached for the pepper spray? Also, welcome what not to do?
Come bearing food.
I'm not a lady, but my technique works every time. Don't say or do anything and hope for some sort of miracle to occur. The level of creepiness you emanate or can get away with depends on how attractive you are. The more attractive you are, the more you can get away with. One, don't be ugly.
They walk up and say, "Excuse me, I noticed." Whatever, and they use the opportunity to compliment you and be relatable. Like, "I noticed your shoes are green. Funky color for a shoe, but it's my favorite shade of forest green," or whatever.
Married people of Reddit, what made you decide to get the engagement ring you did, and how much was it?
€100 for each ring. I didn't want something expensive.
It was $600 used. One 4-count diamond in the center, with an 1/8 on either side, and white gold. I love it. Its delicate and ring is a plain white gold band that was $99.
Was asked if I wanted a myself by saying that I did, even though I'm not a jewelry person. So we went shopping and I hated all the jewelry store rings. Decided to check out antique stores, and we found a cool looking 50s vintage diamond ring with an illusion setting makes tiny stone look bigger. It fit. It was $300. It was perfect.
People who have adult children that don't talk to you. Why do you think that is?
Mom here. My 23-year-old hasn't spoken to me in 4 years. It was completely my fault. I've struggled with addiction, alcohol, and for most of her childhood I was bad. I hope to be able to apologize to her someday. But, I completely understand and respect her decision.
Parent. It's because I fucked up and neglected the relationship. I wasn't the father she deserved. It's that simple.
Pro-life of Reddit, what should we do with the unwanted children that would otherwise be aborted?
So I feel like I've read through hundreds of comments and none are from pro-lifers answering the question.
I have a modest proposal.
Make them work in the mines.
I'm not pro-life, but my brother, who is staunchly pro-life, says that every child deserves free healthcare, school, food, and housing. Literally want for nothing until they are adults, and then hopefully with the skills knowledge that's been provided, begin taking care of themselves. I happen to agree. Only wish that it extended beyond just kids, but baby steps, I guess.
Fix the entire shit system when it comes to kids. Adoption, foster care, everything needs to be addressed.
Reddit, what are things that people misunderstood about joining the military?
There is a lot more time sitting and waiting than military activities.
25 years here. Lots of people think you are going into combat. Less than 5 of soldiers see combat.
War zones are a lot louder than Call of Duty on surround sound. Even a 7.1 with bass boost. Not comparison.
I had a classmate in high school that joined the army because it can't be that much different than Call of Duty.
The decreased value in today's armed forces. It's a less viable way of making a living, and many of us have seen how our vets are treated. Bless their souls.
Serious weird towns, disappearing restaurants, and creepy gas stations. What's your true unexplained story about being in a place that shouldn't exist?
I drove the Cisco ghost town in Cisco, Utah. I don't usually get that hair on the back of your neck feeling. Well, here I definitely did. There are still a few occupied homes nestled in amongst all these abandoned buildings and vehicles. Even Zach Baggins would have ran for the hills.
Finally, a fresh and intriguing question. Well chosen op.
Serious, what do you think happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370?
Channel Layman, the best documentary made about it, breaks down captain's history, his flight simulator files, other conspiracies, and a lot of great info here. Doesn't solve it, but it just shows why we will never find it. It goes into just about every theory brought up in this post. Lame Minnow documentary on it is simply amazing.
I feel like the pilot's suicide theory may have some way to it. Regardless of what happened, I hope it was fast and no one suffered. I also hope that they eventually can find some solid evidence of what happened so that the families may find some peace.
Seriously, why do you not believe in God?
Seriously, because I wasn't indoctrinated like you.
Because I have no reason to. I was raised without the influence of religion, and nothing I've seen or heard since has given me a reason to waver from that default fact. The contrary is true. I've been shown and told many things that give me reason to believe no gods exist and that religion is a scam.
Because I don't believe in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny either.
Not gonna lie, he's a bit of a cunt, so I'm not a fan of his, to be honest.
I mean, you couldn't use science to prove something not from this universe, I guess. Emo, if there was a god, wouldn't he have done something by now? About everything that's going on? Why just leave so many people in misery?
Someone hands you $100,000 and says, "You know what to do." What are you doing?
Thank the guy first. Am I supposed to do? No, really, I have no clue what you want me to do with this. Running away, lol.
I'd reply Operation Valkyrie is in effect.
Close the briefcase. Look into his eyes. Slow nod, straight face. Walk away without saying a home. Panic. Stash money. Change banks. Move. Might have to cut off ties to family.
Reporting it to the cops that some rando just gave me $5,000 and it feels sketchy.
Blow it all on hats.
Paying all my creditors and buying a candy bar with the change.
I ain't gay, but 100k is a 100k. I start nobbin'.
Taking a shower at night or in the morning?
Night. Who wants to sleep in their filth from the day?
Both, preferably.
I sleep easier after a shower, so at night.
I love taking a shower at night, it's the best.
I understand not sleeping in filth, but I also value being fresh in the morning. It's also a good way to wake up and mentally prepare for the day.
Morning. No need to go to sleep clean and wake dirty again.
Morning. It helps me wake up.
Whenever the need is greater. If you've had a clean day, shower in the morning. If you've been sweaty or working with anything that stinks or lacks for hygiene, then the evening.
Morning. I wake up feeling gross, so I need to wash that off.
Morning. It's a good wake up and I sleep sweat. The more you know.
Both. I feel more comfortable and relaxed that way.
Both. Shower.
Using only food. Where are you from?
Where the butter is deep fried by the stick.
Olives.
Pizza.
Hoagies and pierogies.
Schnitzel.
Tomato, cheese, salad.
Chocolate.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Biscuits and gravy.
Pea soup and apple pie with cheddar.
We eat a lot of Indian food.
Somewhere between blue crabs and scrapple.
Lunch.
Crabs.
Pretzels. Hot dogs. Roasted nuts.
Bacon badger and raspberry duff. This is a specific county town within a country.
California roll.
Donair.
Cheesesteaks.
What are questions you have for the opposite gender?
Women, don't you like me? I'm joking. Or am I? Raised eyebrow.
Why are your standards impossible?
Why are you also insecure about your height or quack size?
What are the downsides of having high intelligence?
I'm smart enough to know how stupid I am.
Overthinking and having high expectations. You think you're average and underqualified for something you're definitely qualified for.
It's hard to wrangle it. Very easy to fall into depression and anxiety if you feel like you aren't filling your own shoes, if that makes any sense.
I like to think I'm of average intelligence and find most people to be morons. I'd imagine people's stupidity is infuriating if you're actually clever.
Read a study one time that concluded that people with high intelligence mentally finish people's sentences before they finish speaking them. This results in them interrupting speakers a lot. Also results in frustration that conversations are just so slow and monotonous.
What are things that are overrated?
A 240 volts appliance in a 110 volts mains outlet.
Celebrities.
Luxury cars.
A lot of the beauty culture you see on Instagram. I'm not saying the models influencers are ugly, just that there's a lot of sameness about the looks, styling and poses, and I'm disheartened to see that regular every folks have produced a beauty aesthetic arguably more homogeneous than the real media.
Expensive jewelry.
Influencers living the perfect life.
Showering together.
iPhones.
Sex.
Celebrities.
Anime.
Avocados.
Bubble tea, don't get me wrong. I like bubble tea, but I don't get the overall hype around it.
What are you all starting to dislike the more and more older you get?
Always being tired and getting up in the morning. I really took the amount of sleep I got when I was younger for granted.
Trying to be cool and get attention, especially with people whom I am not close to. Now I just wish to be peaceful.
Loud noise.
Hangovers.
Social media. It's just gotten worse and worse since I was in high school. I'm 62. Working has lost its color.
Everything needing a nap. Why can't I just use this perfectly fine browser?
What celebrity death seems a bit too suspicious?
Shelley Miscavige, wife of Scientology leader David Miscavige, disappeared 2013 after vocally coming out against the practices of Scientology. Lawyers for the cult religion still maintain she is alive and living a private life devoted to
Hang Gaur, Oscar and Golden Globe winner for The Killing Fields, Cambodian and former prisoner of the Khmer Rouge, tortured and imprisoned in Cambodia, murdered outside his home in Los Angeles. His family thinks it was revenge from Cambodia for his outspoken support for human rights and bringing people to justice in Cambodia.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word India?
Deltec support.
Butter chicken and garlic naan.
My friend from India.
Basement Jack's Romeo.
Hindustan.
Indian people.
Do not redeem.
Rajesh Kuthrapali from Big Bang Theory.
Apuna Hasapima Pedalon from The Simpsons.
Hitman.
low salaries,
Extreme poverty and spammy fucking call centers.
Hell.
What did you experience when you earned your first money?
The government takes how much in taxes?
I got my first job in college. My first paycheck went to beer.
Not worrying too much about restaurant prices.
Not getting paid yet for hours I had worked because of how the pay periods line up.
I experienced having money.
I remember saying to myself, all that work and struggle for this?
I started an internet pyramid scheme at 12 in the year 2000. Made a ton of money. Then my mom borrowed some of it. I had to sue her to get it back. Now I'm not a fan of money. It's a necessary evil, nothing fancy. I had to send most of it to my family.
A lot of happiness, that's for sure.
As a baby at my christening for being adorable.
I worked just to buy skateboards. I needed a new deck every 30-40 days, $50 a deck.
What do people waste too much money on?
Weddings.
Food delivery. It boggles my mind how popular that has become.
Alcohol.
Lottery tickets.
NFTs.
Smoothies. It's not a meal, and it's not medicine. Media.
Subscriptions. We've all signed up for something for free and then forget to cancel when they start charging you.
Food and drink that don't at all taste that good.
Clothes.
Private number plates.
Starbucks.
mortgage payments. It blows my mind the number of people who spend 2 weeks pay for a mortgage or work like 3 jobs just so they can have that dream house.
New cars.
What does America have that Britain doesn't have?
School shootings and medical bills. Mass shootings.
Florida man.
Tex-Mex.
Freedom from Britain.
This is a copy of another post, but with America and Britain switched.
A president.
The shame of having elected Donald Trump has. We had Bojo, who was eerily similar in a lot of ways. But he was elected only by his party, not by the voting public.
All that stuff that we have that they don't have.
Tehehe.
What fact is common knowledge in your field, but almost unknown to the rest of the population?
People almost always try to exit through the same door they entered. In a crowded venue, always take a second to find your exit and then find a second exit. Mark them in your brain just in case. In an emergency, most of the crowd is going to go for the main door they came in through. Knowing where another exit is can save your life.
Urban heat kills way more people in Australia than bushfires. In the 2009 Black Saturday bushfires in Victoria, 173 people died in the fires, but over 300 died of the heat prior to. Most of those deaths occur at night, not during th day.
What games have you literally spent months of your life playing?
The Sims.
Dwarf Fortress.
FIFA soccer football over the years. Since the 90s I played it every year.
GTA.
Civi.
Those dirty truth or dare games at my sister's house. OSRS.
My daughter's mind games. She's 6.
I spent 1,400 hours on Battlefield Bad Company 2, which is 60 days 2 months, and it was worth. The service will close in December this year.
FIFA and Fortnite in lockdown time.
Gears of War 2. Played the hell out of that game in high school and college. Probably played the online mode called Guardian for 1000s of hours.
The Ants' Underground Kingdom.
What genre of music do you listen to the most?
Metal.
Metal.
Might be in a minority, but video game music.
Rock.
Jazz from the 1920s to the 1970s.
Rappers and Father.
I like the metals and the electro pop.
Ambient noises.
Deathcore.
None.
Pop. Akon fanboy.
Punk rock 70s to early 90s.
What hobby is a red flag?
Child beauty contests and pageants.
When guns become a part of your personality.
Earwax collecting.
Hunting for sport.
Drinking too much.
Clubbing or substance use. Think alcohol or weed.
Cow tipping.
Lawn care. They could be using that lawn to bury things. Secret things.
Cooking illicit drugs.
I'd suspect collecting books about serial killers.
Weed.
Worm farming. Podcasts but no diversity in games but no job.
Mechanical watches or vinyl records. You come across one of these people, run for the fucking hills, they have a serious disease.
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy.
Bullfighting.
Dogfighting.
What immediately tells you that a person wasn't raised right?
They throw trash out the car window.
People who dump refrigerated grocery products on random aisles.
Lack of consideration for others.
Lack of personal accountability. They can never admit wrongdoing on their part. It's always someone else's fault.
Littering.
When they talk badly about someone who hasn't done anything wrong behind their back. When a person is supposed to apologize but makes excuses, this is to be distinguished from those who are simply trying to give an explanation to clear a misunderstanding.
They litter. Not small things like cigarette butts or straw wrappers either, which is bad enough, but I'm talking like whole McDonald's bags out the window on the highway. Fuck those people.
Finding cruelty funny.
They consistently blame all their problems on someone else.
What instantly ages someone?
Grief. Nothing ages you like grief.
Back pain. You can't move like a young person if your back hurts.
Lack of sleep.
Fucking cancer. Have watched my brother-in-law age 30 years in a month.
Hair loss. Not me personally, but I used to work with a guy who I swore was like 35, and he was 19. X200B. Poor kid.
Buccal fat removal.
Stress.
I was gonna say the way you dress, but it went real dark in the comments. Skull.
I just did 4 years in prison and that was fucking stressful. I feel like I've aged a lot.
The loss of a loved one. Meth and alcohol.
Troubleshooting printer problems. I swear these devilish machines only exist to trigger me to smithereens. What is a dead giveaway that someone is creepy or a weirdo?
They are pushy and don't respect boundaries.
Met a girl through class. She immediately became very attached and asked for my apartment key the second time we hung out together, which was about 1 week apart. We're both girls and we literally hung out twice.
They make comments that are absolutely out of line, like sexual or violent comments, like it's normal. It's one thing to joke, but you can just tell when someone is being serious. They don't understand personal space.
They sit next to you on an otherwise empty bus.
What is a popular band that you can't stand?
Sort by controversial.
Came to Thread to get triggered. Was not disappointed.
Has anyone said Maroon 5? If not, Maroon 5. Like nails on a chalkboard, man.
Almost every single pop country artist.
Whoever sings that fucking song about asking the dad for permission to marry the daughter and asking why you gotta be so rude. Every single station played that song for months.
Whomever sings that This Is My Fight song, hogwash.
Oh my god, my dumbass read brand and I couldn't figure out why everyone was listing musicians and artists. Smiley face.
Any of this new age country stuff.
Maroon 5. I don't get how anyone likes Adam Levine. He doesn't seem like a very nice person from everything I've heard. She Will Be Loved is the only song I can listen to and smile.
What is a sign in adulthood they were neglected as a child?
Difficulty maintaining healthy relationships with others.
Having an insecure attachment style, being out of touch with your feelings and had no one to teach you how to regulate them.
Extreme defensiveness. Growing up you felt like you had to fight to the death for what you knew was right because you were constantly being told that things you saw in front of you, or experienced firsthand, didn't happen.
Extreme shame after making a mistake.
They don't ask for help. Ever.
Someone who rarely shares what happens at home or talk about their family. Try to be you get attention from someone you don't feel good because you weren't used to get attention in your SY. You don't like to show yourself and try to be as invisible as possible.
What is a thing, person, pet, or place that just fills you with love?
Puppy cuddles.
A basket full of puppies.
My cat when he's not destroying my furniture with his adorable little paws.
My son. Smiling face with hearts. Toddlers are so fun.
My wife, Cat and dog. Nails.
My husky Ellie. She always knows when I need her.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jimmy Butler.
My rescue doggo, Sparky, is the absolute love of my life.
Poppy, of course they can't hurt you like people can.
My children.
What is an experience that'll forever traumatize you?
First time going down on a guy, any guy, freshman year of college. It was my longtime roommate gets back early. My crush swings towards the door and dick slaps me. Hard. You would think that would be the end of the humiliation, but I ended up with a mild black. My eye and upper cheek were slightly but visibly bruised. Fuck. My life.
What is far more rare than people realize?
Tetanus. We get vaccines for it, but it's actually a bit harder to get than you may believe. Solid brown fur cats. Apparently it's some kind of recessive gene in them.
People who remain friends with you once you leave school.
Blimps. I live in Northeast Ohio near the Goodyear hangar. We see them all the time. I had to pull up a list. That Northeast Ohio has 3 out of 4 operating Goodyear blimps named Wingfoot. 1, 2 and 3 only, maybe 12 are operating anywhere in the world, with a total of 25 existing at all. But we see them all the time at Wingfoot Lake Disc Golf Course. Edit. Helium-filled semi-rigid airships.
Green eyes make up just 2% of the global population.
What is something from the 90s we need to bring back?
The cost of living.
Blockbuster.
Series like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Having a big night out, dinner, drinks, club and getting a taxi home from the city and having plenty of change from a 50.
Meeting people not through dating apps.
Good music.
Casually groping waitresses' ass.
Everything.
Lisa Frank.
Carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere.
Pockets in women's pants. Where did they go?
USSR.
Oat flour cereal recipes. Everything's corn flour now and it's bullshit.
Actual human connection.
Saturday morning cartoons. From 8 a.m. till 12 p.m.
Pogs.
What is something people think they hide really well, but everyone around them knows what's going on?
Compulsive lying. I have a family member who will make up ridiculous stories. There's no way anyone could believe them, but everyone just goes with it.
Disinterest. You almost hear the silence echo behind their eyes and placid smiles. Lol.
People who like to throw shade in a way they think is terribly witty and subtle, and that only their close friends and accomplices will notice, never the person they're mocking who is too polite or embarrassed to call them out on it.
When they're having an affair with a co-worker. Ma'am. Sir. We see that body language. We feel that tension. We know.
You smell like weed. I can smell you from over here, Grandma.
What is something that is considered unmanly that you think is perfectly fine for men to do?
Most things. Masculinity and femininity are just social constructs. Do what makes you happy.
Sitting with legs crossed. Sit down to pee.
Crying while watching an emotional scene.
Crying.
Have emotions. There are too many super-duper alpha morons that tell young boys that feeling are unmanly. And too many young girls that thinks the same. Men are humans. Humans have emotions.
Apologize when you made a mistake.
Knitting and sewing.
Getting a Brazilian wax.
Peeing sitting down.
Giving your guy friend a goodnight kiss.
Keeping a journal diary.
What is something you used to hate but ended up loving eventually?
Onions and garlic. Lol. Now I can't cook without them.
My cat. She's such a prick, but so loving when she wants to be.
Doing sport.
The end of the American age. Regular exercise.
When I was young, I used to be insecure of my small breasts, and mainly because it's always pointed out that it's flat, and now as an adult I really love them.
You butt freeze. Smiley face. That scamp and their antics.
Black metal.
What is something you will never give a fuck about?
Scripted pranks. Lol.
Entitled celebrities and social media influencers.
Facebook.
Hollywood award shows.
Celebrity drama.
Social media influencers.
Gender. Some people seem to think that I want gender reveals banned or that I am actively against them. Not the case, I simply don't give a fuck. Thanks for all the upvotes, smiley face.
Reality TV and its stars.
NFT.
My ex begging for the cat's back. She left us 3 to fuck some dude halfway around the world. When she came back, she had the audacity to ask for the cat's back after her 4-year hiatus in the country. So satisfying to tell her to go fuck herself.
The Met Gala.
Designer clothes, seems like such a waste of money just to have status.
Spoiled rich people, influencers.
What is the best gift you've ever received?
An autographed merkin worn by Betty White during the filming of Advised Consent.
A heated boot and shoe dryer. In my line of work, it's been a life changer and saved me a ton of money.
Surprise trip to NZ for my 30th. GF now wife took me for a week. We drove a camper van around the South Island. It was absolutely amazing. We even saw dolphins at Milford Sound.
The gift of independence, health-wise.
A morning clock which starts to light up an hour before waking call, to imitate the sun.
PlayStation 5 from my ex.
Gift of life, SO to my moms.
What is the most overrated band of all time?
Nickelback. They make elevator music for people who hate elevators.
AC/DC. Every song sounds the same.
The correct answer is the Ahead and Sacrifice Me, Your Booze Only Fuel Me, Devilish Face.
Foo Fighters.
Queen, I am sorry but they are.
One Direction.
Bon Jovi.
Nirvana. Had a couple good songs, but not worth the worship. Only popular because Cobain deep-throated at 12. If they'd stayed around, no Foo as a close second.
Pretty much any band that are mostly famous for their Kiss, Motley Crue, Ramones, Nirvana, ACT.
I'm going to throw Coldplay in there. Those songs go through so many people and producers that they're technically not a band.
What is the most random song you know all the words to?
We Didn't Start the Fire.
Baby Shark.
Tainted Love.
Gangsta's Paradise.
Thong Song.
Children's Story by Slick Rick. Bagalooms from Poyo.
Hands, shoulders, knees, and toes.
How you remind me Nickelback. I don't even listen to rock like that, but it slaps so hard.
Sorry by Beyonce. Potujij Piss is Nitsupi. Nira Sham Duper Z Cloper.
Miss My Knee.
Beat Boy Diantwood. It's a super explicit fantasy rap about a sex party. It's not really random though, I love them.
Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham.
Tom Sawyer.
What is the stupidest thing you heard in your entire life?
A friend of my parents adamantly believed all rocket launches are fake because the Earth's surface is too flat for liftoff. Not as in he believes in flat Earth itself, but that any given surface a rocket was on would be too. Dude was weird.
That riding a motorcycle with a helmet was more dangerous than riding one without a helmet.
When I told a co-worker that I used to live in Japan, he said, "So you were in Hong Kong, then?" When I told another co-worker that I'm colorblind, she asked, "But how can you read?"
When coming to US, a guy asked me if I am not afraid to go. I asked why I would be afraid and he said, "You know, all the people are coming to US, it can go under the ocean from all the weight." I didn't even know what to answer to that.
What is the weirdest behavior that everyone has?
Getting upset at imagined scenarios.
Smelling stuff that they know smell bad.
Biting the skin off their lips.
Cringing about embarrassing stuff from our past.
Briefly forgetting to walk.
Searching for something they're holding in their hands.
Blessing each other for our sneezes. A crazy tradition, just ingrained in most of us. I do it, and I'm an atheist.
Zoning out to the point of not having awareness of what's going on around you.
It's weird, but I hate watching someone eating. When I see someone, for example, and eating some food while scrolling TikTok, it makes me extremely mad. It doesn't matter if the person is skinny, plus size or anything else, but let me know if I'm the only one.
Lip syncing when alone. D.
What is your favorite movie?
Back to the Future.
Saving Private Ryan.
Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I never get bored of it.
Legally Blonde.
Prob Interstellar. It's a flawed movie, but the highs to me in it make up for its lows. I'm a big space guy and the CGI and special effects were done so beautifully. And then of course Hans Zimmer's score.
Elizabethtown.
Superbad will stand the test of time forever. Treasure Planet. The movie never got the love it deserved when it came out. I hope one day Disney makes a live-action remake of it. 12 Monkeys.
What is your favorite sitcom of all time?
It's kinda basic but probably The Office.
Seinfeld is still the greatest.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love How I Met Your Mother except for the ending. I loved everything else.
I absolutely love Friends, but even they cannot beat The Big Bang Theory.
Seinfeld. Obvious but still a standard bearer.
Is Letterkenny a sitcom? If so, Letterkenny.
What is your fuck me why did you have to make me feel this way song?
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
Tomorrow Wendy by Concrete Blonde, originally by Andy Preboy, is a gut punch every time I listen to it.
Annie's Wanda song Father.
Hurt 9-inch nails.
Married life from Up.
Lay it down slow.
Angry by Pat Benatar.
Good for You Olivia Rodrigo. Would've could've should've Taylor Swift.
Let It Go by James Bay. I first heard it like a few days after my first breakup.
Whiskey Bottle by Uncle Tupelo.
Why Must I Plead, Richard Thompson.
Only the Lonely Danielle T. Expecting That.
Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan.
Daniel by Elton John. It's very much Frank Reynolds screaming "You've unzipped me."
What keeps you going when times get tough?
Hope that tomorrow will be better.
Drugs mostly.
I dunno honestly. Delusions of grandeur?
My kitty. He'd be really upset if I abandoned him.
The thought of my kids struggling. I can't bear that.
Laxatives.
Family.
The I've been on the slumps lately. No, go get caffeinated and update you guys.
Actually nothing, or at least nothing useful. X200B. It's cutting my skin.
Drugs.
I'm a coward too chicken to kill myself.
What else can I do except keep going? Alcohol usually.
What makes being single worth it?
When you place something, it remains there even after 8 weeks.
No in-law visits or splitting up holidays.
I'm widowed, and I had a wonderful marriage. I'd give anything to still be married to. I'm not the least bit interested in giving up my independence to someone new.
You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want.
Self-discovery and independence.
Worth it? Isn't being single the default option?
I feel much better after reading the answers on this thread.
Peace and quiet X.
Silence, disposable income and opportunity to be a mess.
The Peace. I have fallen in love with loneliness.
What movie is gloriously stupid?
Did Where's My Car?
I'm pretty sure Gloriously Stupid is the entire premise of every Monty Python movie ever, and I absolutely love it.
Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Dumb and Dumber. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Violent Night was stupid but a half-decent action movie as well. David Harbour did a good job as Santa Claus.
Bubba Hotep. It's a Bruce Campbell movie about Elvis in a retirement home, with his friend JFK trying to stop an evil mummy from killing. Is gloriously stupid, amazingly hilarious, and altogether humorously out there. I highly recommend it. Joe Dirt.
Zoolander.
What puts a smile on your face nowadays?
My morning wood, best part of a miserable morning.
My dog never ceases to put a smile on my face, even when I'm having the worst day imaginable. When my kids tell me they love me.
Clean home.
Boobs. Got my Sandman paperbacks today, so I'm stoked.
My animals.
Food, driving and money.
I love watching my 3 tomcats chase each other around the house playing grab ass and stopping to wrestle and beat the hell out of each other. They can get pretty rough, but they always seem to enjoy themselves, and for me it's a terrific spectator sport.
What scares the shit out of you as an adult? Time passing by. If this is the only chance I have in life to live it. How lousy is this life of mine? Feeling lonely, stuck, hopeless.
Watching my parents grow old. I don't live with them, so every time I see them, they look a bit older. Coupled with health issues, and they're not the invincible pillars of strength I used to view them as. It scares the shit out of me.
After watching my grandmother and now my mother go through it. Alzheimer's.
Dementia. You become a shell. A hollowed out human. Dementia is living death.
Being unable to provide for the people who are counting on illness, cancer, heart disease, etc.
Getting shit suddenly started going really fast, like my mom always warned me about.
What type of person did you swear to never turn into growing up, but did anyway?
I never thought I would grow up to be so lonely, but here I am, an angry person. Life and people are just too much all the time.
The dad that gets up at 4:30 AM to exercise, and is ready for bed by 9 PM.
I swore I'd never stop being goofy. That I'd always try to find a positive and wouldn't give up hope. But then life happened. It's hard staying an emotionally sensitive and caring person when so many people are just plain mean.
A corporate slave.
An alcoholic.
Crotchety, single old lady. I'm only sometimes crotchety, but I'm almost 50 and still single.
My dad.
What would you name a newborn child if you really wanted to ruin their life, but wanted to maintain plausible deniability about having done it on purpose?
I went to school with a girl named Summer Reef, which is a douche.
Macaroni. Mac for short, even on their birth certificate. They always go by Mac, No one would ever call them macaroni, only me and in private. Most people will assume Mac is short for Mackenzie, but macaroni will know. Macaroni will know every second of every day. It will burn deep down inside. This is how I will create a supervillain.
What's a dead giveaway that someone doesn't have a life?
Reporting on children selling lemonade and water without a permit.
The lady in my office who monitors how long everyone has been away from their computer.
My manager gets mad at anyone who takes time off and complains about them the whole time they're gone. Sorry you don't have a life, other people do. Maybe you should try it sometime. Starting workplace drama.
I swear I've seen this same post a few weeks ago. Which means I'm way too much on Reddit.
They talk about high school all the time.
Worrying about what others do with their life. I think if someone is obsessed with what someone else does, they don't have anything in their own life going on.
They up in yours.
Reddit history includes sitting on askreddit all day long.
What's a dead giveaway that someone has low intelligence?
They have a hard time understanding how a concept in one context could apply to another context.
Often wrong but never in doubt.
They tell you about the time they scored 450 in an online IQ test. They think they're always right. Not curious, open to learning.
Instead of having a good point in an argument, they call you names and insult you.
No critical thought. I knew a lady who got suspicious of the donkey charity adverts on TV because if they're helping new donkeys, why are they still showing the old ones? Edit, thank you for the upvotes. I am howling at the comments. You guys are brilliant. Bravo, clapping hands.
What's a giveaway that somebody is a puss?
Their favorite TV show is Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Treat animals like shit.
They cannot wait until it is their turn to speak and don't listen to anybody else.
Someone who takes no accountability. Being an asshole outright is fine and dandy, but these people absolutely demolish those who love them, friends, family, co-workers, etc., and leave a path of destruction in their wake. All while still blaming the other people for their own hardships.
Always turns the conversation into something about them. Doesn't admit fault or that they don't know. Chooses someone to talk crap about in every group. Always borrowing, never offering.
Acting like a puss.
They have a tiny penis and smell like shit.
I thought you meant pro F, not poser.
I thought you meant pro F, not poser.
What's a question with no answer?
Every question can be answered, but not every question can be answered correctly.
What's a question with no answer?
A rhetorical question?
Paradox.
Is this question answerable?
What's the meaning of life? What comes next?
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
Not this one. That's for sure.
You can answer any question. If it's right is a different thing entirely.
Schrodinger's question?
What's a small, seemingly insignificant decision you've made that ended up having a huge impact on your life?
I was with my mom at a bar in Paris. She was a pain in the ass about what specifically she wanted to eat. So we left without finishing the drinks. 10 minutes after, LTHE bar got shot by I added, to be more clear. Shit. That's a lot of noise. TK.
I was doing online dating with no success and I was ready to give up. I almost cancelled my date just out of pessimism but figured it's already scheduled. I'll just go, and if it doesn't work out I'll just take a break from date. Lasted about 8 hours and 15 years later we're still together.
What's a song whose lyrics don't match the music?
Last Kiss.
The most part of American Pie by Don McLean is way too jolly for what it's about.
Pumped Up Kicks.
Summer of '69 is a pop rock anthem about a guy who is dreaming about the past because life sucks. Go haha 69, but those were the best days of my life is heartbreaking.
Safety by G4 Shy. Blue by Eiffel 65.
Macarena.
Take Home Me by 80s tech pop music. Heartbreakingly soulful lyrics. I had no idea until I listened to the acoustic version.
I don't like Mondays.
Sound of S, not super peppy or anything, but it still doesn't really match. That's why the Disturbed cover is better.
Along the same lines, Warren Zevon's Excitable Boy.
What's a song you listen to that puts you in a good mood?
Tongue Tied by S, something about the rhythm that makes me love it.
Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves.
This Must Be the Place by the Talking Heads. If you listen to that song and do not get even a little happier, you're an alien.
Blitzkrieg Bop, Mr. Brightside, The Killers.
I don't think it is possible to listen to Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham without smiling. That is, unless you lost your friends in a tragic gasoline accident, but that almost never happens.
Mr. Blue Sky Yellow. What's there not to like about it?
More Than a Feeling by The Small Things by Blink, Joker by Steve Miller, to add just about any song from the Cars discography. Best song for that? Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World.
What's a stupid question? There are no
What do you want to eat? When asking a girl,
it's a question you ask the same people several times over the past 30 seconds that you've already got the definite answer for.
According to my wife there are, and I ask them.
What is not a stupid question?
What's a stupid question? What is the question again?
Why?
Where is Uranus?
Not much. What's a stupid question with you?
What's a total waste of money yet people still pay for? MLM products, stupidly overpriced, and all of the packaging just looks so the products themselves feel cheap AF, not just the packaging. Got suckered by a friend to buy a face product that would help reduce fine lines. All it did was give my face hives, even though it claimed the ingredients to be all natural. Bullshit.
Extended warranty on inexpensive items.
Internet service providers that still don't offer unlimited data plans. Scientology.
The money people send to celebrity preachers.
Annually replacing a smartphone.
10mm LLB gone before you can get a chance to use it.
Paid followers.
What's a trend you're tired of seeing in newer movies?
I'll start. I'm tired of horror movies that don't develop characters before throwing them into the thick of the plot. Just take, like, 20 or 30 minutes to tell me why I should care about your protagonist Tess. Otherwise I couldn't care less what happens to them.
Movies being split into parts. I'm progressive, but forced inclusivity ruins the immersion of many shows, and it really better to inject diversity into known franchises, or to come up with new ones that appeal to those groups. A great example was Bridesmaids. Everyone thought it was funny, and it was a completely female-driven comedy, not like the Ghostbusters remake, where they took a beloved franchise and added silly women, which pissed people off.
Superheroes. I'm done with them.
What's an absolutely devastating insult without any cuss words?
First of all, brush your teeth. A coworker who never showers, washes his clothes, or brushes his teeth was trying to intimidate me once, and I told him the scariest thing about him was his breath. He hasn't spoken to me since.
I never forget a face. But in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
Have you ever considered that perhaps your low self-esteem is just good common sense?
I miss the feeling of not knowing you.
He's a humble man with much to be humble about. Winston Churchill.
I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
A teacher called my son success avoidant 3 years ago, and he still thinks about that every day. But it did motivate him to get an A in that class, and all his other classes too.
What's something that's really bad for the body but people keep doing it? Skipping on sleep.
Browsing Reddit on mobile phone in complete darkness.
Not sleeping enough. My Fitbit says I sleep an average of 6 hours 40 minutes a night, which is more than 70 of users. WTF. I am not sleeping enough, but you all are sleeping even less.
Doom scrolling.
The sedentary lifestyle. Laying in bed in front of a laptop or sitting at desk in front of a laptop.
Worrying about stuff I have no control over.
Staying in toxic relationships.
Sitting without adequate exercise to counter it.
What's something you think people claim to like because they think it makes them look smart?
Rick and Morty.
Chess.
Charcuterie boards.
Physics. That shit, just simple maths with some extra steps.
Share the results of a stupid Facebook IQ quiz.
Wearing ties. Reading books is a big one. But they secretly just check the wiki.
Arch Linux BTW.
Classical music.
Thick framed glasses.
College level math.
Using buzzwords when talking about something they know little or nothing about. I got the blue screen of death, and one of my friends told me it was because of my ISP, or could be my bandwidth. Do you even know what ISP stands for?
Movies and shows with dark, complex main characters.
Not commercial music.
Wine.
What's the best mindfuck movie ever?
Inception.
Have to say Shutter Island.
Interstellar.
7.
Probably not the best ever, but The Lighthouse is pretty good.
Mulholland Drive.
Requiem for a Dream. The Departed.
I'm going old school with Sixth Sense.
Anything Black Mirror, even though it's not a movie.
Beau is Afraid was great. Emo.
Identity.
It's gotta be Coherence.
S good, but I'm not so sure I understand it. I wanted to watch those types of movies after watching Inception for the first time. I get Inception, but not Primer.
What's the most absurd reason you've heard of someone canceling their marriage?
Bride ended up getting gangbanged at her bachelorette party by strippers. One of the bridesmaids filmed it and put it online. Bride's grandpa found it and told the groom.
Cause the man was gay and she was just his test to see if he could love a girl. She was heartbroken, but at her suspicions about him.
They realize after everything was already planned, invites sent out etc. that they didn't like the date. They moved it to 2025 so there wouldn't be a 4 in their wedding date.
The dude was living a double life, had a whole another family in different states, said he traveled for work, actually back and forth between family and fiancé.
The bride reconnected with her ex.
What's the quickest way to earn money online?
Send me $50 and I'll send you a copy of my ebook on how to do that.
Are you a woman? Rule 34.
It depends on what you are good at when it comes to fast money.
I started by writing porn.
Send me $100 and I will tell you.
Sell me something right now.
High risk, high reward investments. Not recommended because it's called high risk for a reason.
Matched betting. If online sports betting is legal in your state, you can get through the sign-up offers in less than a week and be up a few thousand.
Gambling. It's also the quickest was to lose money.
Probably.
What's the worst example of cognitive dissonance you've seen in real life?
My alcoholic husband, who is completely off the rails and rapidly drinking himself to death and tearing my and our kids' hearts apart. Sitting in his chair rambling on about how sorry he feels for a friend who is dealing with the loved one's drug addiction.
People complaining about other people's driving while committing the same errors, but it's okay because they are in a hurry.
So's grandmother died this year, of cancer, that she had fought and refused to get treated, refused x-rays because she believed x-rays would give her 10,000 upvotes. This is a true story. Happened late winter this year. There is a lot more to the story, and I'm not the sort to tell lies about how wonderful the dead were.
What's the worst possible reply to "I'm pregnant"?
Hi, pregnant. You know the rest.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Whose is it?
That kid is doomed.
Does your husband know who the father is?
Let's remain friends.
So is my dog.
Let's break up.
You sure? Last time it was just trapped gas.
I thought you were American.
Keep it.
Meet me at the top of the stairs.
Wow. You know, I've always wondered, how exactly does that happen? Then just look, scream and run, never to be seen again.
That's not my child.
Congratulations on your cream pie.
Good luck with that.
Are you the mother?
Are you going to abort it or give it up for adoption?
Great, you pre-ordered a meth addict.
Yeah, you look it. That's not very cash money of you.
Are you sure it's yours? What's truly stopping you from getting your dream job?
The fact that my dream job is to be a professional sleeper and no one is hiring for that position.
Not knowing what it is.
Anxiety and fear of failure, unfortunately.
My dream job won't pay the bills.
Waking up.
Immense wealth.
So far education cause I'm still at uni. But after I need to learn one more foreign language, FE German. I'm living in Europe and it's just a matter of time. I hope.
Myself. Every day I have these thoughts about not being able to do what I want to do because I'm not smart enough. I compare myself to those who have excelled in my field and I begin to think that I'm delusional for even attempting to follow their lead. I'm still powering through, but there has never been a roadblock other than my own perception of my abilities.
What would be best gift for your birthday?
A hug to let me know I'm not alone in the world, and also unfettered access to Jenna Ortega's vagina.
A hug.
A house would be nice.
A day off. Should be a law or STHG.
Someone to remember it.
Hot air balloon flight.
Health for my close people.
Small titty goth GF. My best friend and I taking like we did 6 years. My best friend and I reconnecting.
Time off work. I'm simple.
The reincarnation of Jerry Garcia.
$1,000 would be okay.
Boyfriend.
AIDS.
Travel on the beach.
24 hours day just for me in silence.
I'm in a darts league and we play on my birthday. I would like to play well and have us win.
What's your dream job?
Professional pillow fluffer.
Professional sleep tester.
Professional bubble wrap popper.
Independently wealthy. Hundreds of millions or billionaire playboy. I don't dream of a job now. My dreams are more about my life.
One of those sleep research, those that get hooked up to some machines and just sleep.
Working doing what I want but with a camera.
Producing documentaries Louis Theroux style.
Speech therapist.
Actress, model, singer.
Being rich AF. Professional sleeper.
NFL analyst or commentator of sorts.
Nurse practitioner.
A curator of ancient artifacts in a windowless basement office in the Smithsonian.
What's your favorite HBO show of all time?
Sopranos.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Band of Brothers.
The Sopranos.
The Wire.
Deadwood. The Wire is a close second.
Last of Us for me so far, Chernobyl an easy second.
The Leftovers.
Succession.
What's your favorite insult?
I bet your parents try to change the subject when their friends ask how you're doing.
You are impossible to underestimate.
Hey laser lips, your mother was a snowblower.
May your children look like you.
See you later. Not if I see you first. Embarrassingly, this took me years to figure out it was an insult.
You have 2 brain cells left, and they're fighting for 3rd place.
What's your favorite smell in the world?
Charcoal grilling lamb is nice.
Honeysuckle.
Can't decide between grilling steak, gasoline or gun smoke.
Fresh linen.
The smell of money.
Gasoline.
Lavender.
After rain.
Feet. Smell of old cellar. I love the smell so much I don't know why.
What's your most fucking secret for divorcing your spouse despite living together for decades?
What?
The online version of Speaking with Marbles in your.
I had a stroke trying to read this.
What?
Let's go bowling fucking. My secret to fucking is using my big balls as battering tools during Pleasure Dome.
I'd go for prostitute fucking, but that's just me.
I'm gonna go with fucking, preferably a big fucking one.
When was a moment in your life when you felt so incredibly content that you could have peacefully departed from your physical existence at that very instant?
I've had moments where I feel like departing could solve all my problems. And to be fair, it does, it very well does. But goddammit man, life is too interesting for me to just give up. I love listening to tunes, playing video games, watching a new movie, drawing something new, or discovering a new show to watch. Like life just has its fair share of surprises. Yeah, I never know what can happen tomorrow, mate. So yeah, I'm not gonna depart till my body just fucks up somehow.
Where does all your money go?
At present, moving expenses. Jesus Christ, does that cost a lot?
Comic books.
Into the cashier at my local Dutch Brothers every morning.
You take them all.
Nukes.
Most of it goes into the stock market.
Rent and food. Rent and food probably.
Bills, rent, food, and poof. It's gone before you even realize it.
We'll tell you as soon as I figure out.
Food.
Soundwave 1976 knows my plight. Lamau.
Wouldn't I like to know?
Roughly 25 to taxes and insurance, 30 to rent and bills, 25 to spending, and 20 to savings.
Wife's spending habits.
Fancy food and alcohol.
Where would you live if not in your native country?
Under the, it's better.
Anywhere in Scandinavia.
I wanna live in the Netherlands.
Probably Italy.
Denmark.
Definitely Spain. Spain.
Italy. It sounds so beautiful.
Definitely Reddit Island.
Norway. I love the cold.
Which celebrity has always looked old?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Morgan Freeman.
Steve Martin.
Wilfred Brimley.
Anthony Hopkins.
Ed Harris looked like he was 65 from the 1990s until he turned 70. Now he looks 90.
The Olsen twins. Harrison Ford. Tommy Lee Jones. Sean. Photos of Sean Connor in Dr. No. Guess how old he was, and then look up his age during filming. Arnold Anderson, the wrestler, looked 50 when he was 25. The good part is that he still looks 50 while he's now 65.
Wilfred Brimley. Dude always looked old.
Margot Robbie. But she has always been one of my faves.
Mel Gibson.
Who has the best French fries?
Probably some haughty gastropub that brines and double fries their fries in beef tallow.
Elite and eat giant up.
The French.
McDonald's hands down.
McDonald's.
There is one brand from the frozen aisle I really like.
Belgium.
Mom and pop restaurants always have the best fries. They're real fries, freshly cut from potatoes and fried.
KFC.
Brussels.
There's this place called Douglas Fries.
Who is the most powerful woman in the world right now?
Taylor Swift. She's a walking and breathing economy.
Probably Kamala Harris. She is de facto the president's handler.
Ursula von der Leyen. She is head of EU Commission.
Oh fuck, if the last 72 hours are any indication, it's definitely Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, by a long shot.
Beyoncé, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Joanna Biden.
Margot Robbie.
Becca Swanson.
Me. Triumphant face.
In a quiet sense, probably Oprah Winfrey. My guess is Janet Yellen or Christine Lagarde.
Oprah.
Kamala Harris. Avi.
Why do you feel compelled to cuss as often as you do? Because I like to fucking emphasize shit. It adds spice to the words a little. Sparkles, razzle dazzle, sparkles.
Why do you feel folks are compelled?
No fucking clue.
I'm fucking pissed.
I don't fucking know.
It provides an emphasis on what I need to say.
Why do you have to fucking call me out on it? Shit.
I fucking love it.
They're just words like any other words. Same could be asked why people say so much.
Jesus said it's the only way to get into fucking heaven.
The military.
I fucking like it.
Because it's just a word. I don't use it to be rude most of the time. I do it to fucking emphasize a point.
I don't swear.
Makes me sound cool.
Women of Reddit, what is the hardest part of being a woman?
Being straight and dealing with shitty men.
Knowing there is a sizable portion of any population across all parts of the world who see me as a piece of property that can be brutalized or murdered for social a bit of anxiety.
Healthcare being based on men and never getting the diagnoses because it's just hormones, or have you considered you're taking it, or pregnancy while you're not pregnant. Dealing with men.
Hardest? Dick. The competition that exists between women. Who is prettier, slimmer, sexier? It's very disruptive to life.
Women have it a lot easier. Angry incel noises. No, not really. I'm not a shit cell.
Would you die for your country? Why or why not?
I think him much more useful to my country alive.
I wouldn't die for my country because my quality of life isn't bound to the country I currently reside in. Dying for my loved ones is a no-brainer. I wouldn't want to live without them anyway.
For something like the Iraq War, no. For World War II? Possible.
Absolutely, I'm American. Like, I might be willing to literally die to defend the life of a stranger, particularly if it was a child. But I don't see any part of me that would die in defense of my country's government.
Fuck no.
My country wouldn't die for me.
As one put it, no. While I love my country, none of these bastards are worth dying for.
Would you support a mandatory retirement age of 75 for US House, US Supreme Court justices, and if not, why?
Number 75 is too old. I'd cut it at 65. But as others said, term limits would be a better solution.
Term limits?
No, not a fan of arbitrary cutoff age ranges. I don't like the minimum age for Congress or president either in politics. SC justices should have one 10-year term or about. A dead or dying justice shouldn't be treated like a pope.
Why not Senate too?
64 is the mandatory retirement age for generals in our military. Scary that the 75 limit you said is 11 years more than that.
Too high.
No, because that is way too old. Should be 67 like everyone else, or maybe younger.
Would you watch a show where a billionaire CEO has to go an entire month on their lowest paid employee's salary, without access to any other resources than that of the employee? What do you think would happen?
This gets asked all the time, but it should be like 3 months, so they have to shop for an apartment they can afford and within distance to work, and have to make rent a couple of times. And not really reality, because they need to script and things like an unexpected car repair bill, sickness so they miss work and don't get paid, and the associated doctor bill, date night entertainment expenses and stuff like that.
Nah, it should have to be a year.
The point of this is to try and appeal to their empathy, for which they have nothing will happen.
It would just end up as a planned PR stunt to make the rich asshole look sympathetic.
You can order anything in this restaurant, and if they don't have it, they pay you 100,000,001 euro. What do you order?
Unicorn tier soup. Rule's goal is to win the money, but the restaurant can do anything. Try to de-link any clever answers.
If the restaurant is McDonald's, I'm getting an ice cream.
Dodo.
100,000,001 euro.
Spätzle with sure it would go well together, but if the restaurant is outside of Eastern France, there is no chance they have both.
Giant tortoise soup.
Edible gold leaf crusted pizza topped with pule cheese and a bottle of vintage Saudi wine.
Stewed brontosaurus with Brussels sprouts and gravy.
Fairy powder with unicorn tears.
Your username will be your job. How screwed are you?
This is awkward.
I suppose I could work at Subway.
I better hope Santa's got an opening.
I'm a monkey now, don't mind it TBF.
No one will notice.
So I have to be a confused ghost. Confuse fellow ghosts. Be confused about ghosts. Guess I'm a cop now. Shift work is gonna suck.
Damn.
I'm not screwed. You're screwed, Devilish face, roll for initiative.
Well, I guess I'm going to spend my working life wondering what my job is.
It's going to be awesome, and I get pizza. It's a win for me.
I don't even know.
I'm not sure what my job would even be.
If they keep making Dune sequels, I'm golden.
You're now the dictator of your own small island nation. What's the most ridiculous law you would enact?
Twizzlers will be outlawed. This is a Red Vines territory. Non-negotiable.
All car horns shall play Move Bitch by Ludacris when used.
Left, right, up, down, positive, negative, all are changed to my name.
Feline Fridays. Every Friday everyone must act like a cat.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.